Hello students, good morning to all. In earlier class, we discussed about introduction of evolution and theories of origin of life. So one of the theories of origin of life we discussed in earlier class, that is theory of special creation proposed by Father Suris, right? So today's class we are going to discuss about some more theories about origin of life. So let us start. So first one, theory of panspermia or cosmozoa. Theory of panspermia or cosmozoa. The theory of panspermia or cosmozoa proposed by Arrhenius. Arrhenius proposed theory of panspermia or cosmozoa. So according to the Arrhenius, protoplasm reached to the earth in the form of spores, that is cosmozoa. So from to the earth, the protoplasm, whatever the origin of life, the material protoplasm reached to the earth in the form of spores, that is called cosmozoa. From the other part of the earth, the protoplasm reached to the earth in the form of spores, that is called cosmozoa. So that only this theory is called theory of cosmozoa. And unknown particles and unknown part of the universe along with the cosmic dust. From the other part of the universe, the cosmic dust, through the cosmic dust, the spores or unknown particles reaches to the earth, and from that spores there is formation of origin of life was takes place. It is possible? No. So, origin of life was takes place on the earth only. But according to this theory, according to the panspermia or cosmozoa, according to the Arrhenius, the protoplasm reached to the earth from the unknown part of the earth, from the unknown part of the universe, other part of the earth. Protoplasm reached to the earth in the form of spores, that is cosmozoa, and unknown particles, unknown part of universe along with the cosmic dust. So the cosmozoa or panspermia forms origin of life on the earth, and it reaches from other part of the universe, proposed by Arrhenius. This is theory of panspermia or cosmozoa. Okay, right. So next one, theory of spontaneous generation or abiogenesis. Theory of spontaneous generation or abiogenesis. Theory of spontaneous generation abiogenesis proposed by Aristotle, Thales, von Helmont. Theory of spontaneous generation or abiogenesis proposed by Aristotle, Thales, and von Helmont. So we know that Aristotle had invented, means Aristotle proposes different types of the proposals regarding about organisms. So he's a father of biology, father of geology also, right? So according to this theory, what they had proposed, the life, origin of life, living organisms originates from non-living organisms in a spontaneous manner. The living organisms originates from non-living organisms in spontaneous manner, spontaneous, suddenly. So all the living organisms originates from where? From non-living organisms according to this theory, in spontaneous manner, in the sudden manner. And they propose from the dry wood and mud, there is formation of insects and worms. They had observed in the dry wood insects are presented, in the mud there is worms, small worms are presented. So whenever by that they propose from the dry wood insects are formed and from the mud worms formation was takes place. So they had concluded the origin of life, the living organisms originates from the non-living organism in the spontaneous manner, according to theory of spontaneous generation, are also called abiogenesis, proposed by Aristotle, Thales, and von Helmont. Okay, right. Abio means non-living. Right. Next one, theory of biogenesis. Theory of biogenesis. Theory of biogenesis proposed by Louis Pasteur, Redi, and Spallanzani. Theory of biogenesis proposed by Louis Pasteur, Redi, and Spallanzani. According to this theory, the living organisms originates from pre-existing organisms. The living organisms originates from pre-existing organisms. The living organism originates from pre-existing organisms. Yes. But what about pre-existing organisms? How the pre-existing organisms was formed? So that proposal they had not done. So what they had proposed according to the theory of biogenesis, according to the Louis Pasteur, Redi, and Spallanzani, the living organisms originates from pre-existing organisms. Yes. But what about pre-existing organisms? How the pre-existing organisms are originated? They didn't propose. So Louis Pasteur conducted experiment, that is Swan neck flask experiment. Swan neck flask experiment. Louis Pasteur conducted an experiment, Swan neck flask experiment. By the Swan neck flask experiment, he had proposed all the living organisms originated from pre-existing organisms only. So conducted by Swan neck flask experiment conducted by the Pasteur, Louis Pasteur, and this what he had proposed, all the living organisms forms from pre-existing organisms only, right? And this theory of biogenesis disproves which theory? Theory of biogenesis disproves theory of spontaneous generation or abiogenesis. Why? In the abiogenesis they had proposed the origin of life was organisms originate from non-living. Living organisms originate from non-living. But according to the theory of biogenesis, living organisms originate from pre-existing organisms. So experimentally proved. That is correct. Pre-existing organisms gives rise to new organisms. But what about pre-existing organisms? How the pre-existing organisms are formed? That he didn't propose. Understood or not, right? So that is theory of biogenesis proposed by Louis Pasteur, Redi, and Spallanzani. Okay, right. Next one, theory of catastrophism. Theory of catastrophism. Theory of catastrophism proposed by George Cuvier. George Cuvier proposed theory of catastrophism. So according to this theory, catastrophes means natural disasters. Natural disasters means earthquakes. So volcanoes eruption, tsunamis, tufans, cyclones. So those are all natural disasters. According to this theory, according to the theory of catastrophism, after every natural disaster, all organisms are removed on the earth, destroyed on the earth, and after natural disaster, again the new organisms